What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Thank you. Let me see if I can get the camera look a little nice here. That'll work. Okay. I've wanted to make this video for a while, and I just kind of haven't had the motivation to do it. Finally, I got some time off, and I'm deciding why not. Especially after watching one of the newer Dragon Ball Super episodes and reading one of the new Dragon Ball Super manga chapters. It has become very apparent to me one of these things is better than the other. And I love the Dragon Ball Z series, the anime series, and I know that it is humongously, I guess, ridiculously filled with filler. You know, scenes take 5 times as long, if not 10 times longer in the anime than it does in the manga. I remember I actually have the last volume of Dragon Ball Z, and it literally starts the fight from the Vegito fight, Vegito versus Super Buu fight, to all the way to the end of Dragon Ball Z. And it's this little book, not very big, but just, you know, and I'm pretty sure that was like 20 to 30 episodes in the show at least. About that, and I read that the Dragon Ball Super anime series was going to come out before the manga, and then the manga was going to then follow. Now I thought to myself, why? I mean, the manga usually comes out first in almost every situation, and then the anime adapts the manga. But in this case, it was the anime that came first, then the manga. And I first thought, that doesn't make sense. Because if the anime is farther than the manga, then we're going to know exactly what's in the manga, you know, kind of like how it was, you know, with the manga coming first in the anime. The difference with the Dragon Ball manga, the anime, was the manga was much more quicker. It was quicker paced, no filler. But the anime would just kind of prolong a lot of things, make the fights more epic. And I'll appreciate that. I really did enjoy a lot of the Dragon Ball Z fights. Now, so I started reading the manga, and I noticed they go into the Beerus. They sped up the whole Battle of Gods arc much quicker. They skipped over the Resurrection F entirely. And then went right into the Universe 6 arc, and then now they're in the... they skipped over another filler arc, and now they're in the Goku Black Arc in there. I want to say they're pretty close to finishing that up. Now, the biggest thing is I noticed the manga was following the anime pretty similarly. Maybe certain fights lasted longer, of course, you know, in the anime, but the manga, they were following it pretty quickly. Well, I guess not quickly, yeah, sorry. They were following it very precisely. Then the Goku Black Arc came up in the manga. And it was very different. At first it started up pretty similarly to the anime. Then it started changing. The first thing I really noticed that was different was in the anime, Goku powers up to Super Saiyan 3 and defeats Trunks. Like that. In the manga, Goku's like, oh hey, there's a transformation beyond Super Saiyan 2, let me show you. He powers up to Super Saiyan 3, and Trunks is like, oh man, that's incredible. I knew there was a level beyond it, but I was never okay with this level of power. And then Trunks powers up. He powers up to full-powered Super Saiyan 2, and it apparently matches Goku's Super Saiyan 3 form, without actually transforming into Super Saiyan 3. And I was like, oh, whoa, this is different. This is different. And then, but then, of course, Goku one-shots him. And I'm like, wait, hold on. I thought for a second that, I thought they were the same power. And then it's, without actually seeing it in the manga, Vegeta is like, oh, that son of a bitch. You know, and, Beerus and Whis are like, he just powered up to Super Saiyan God for a second, didn't he? Like, yep, he just did that. And now I just remembered another thing. Actually, I guess the manga differed in the In the Universe 6 arc, with instead of Goku using Super Saiyan God in his fight against Hit, and then Super Saiyan Blue, and never going Kaioken, Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken. So they did that differently too in the Universe 6 arc. So I guess that was probably like the first big thing. So then the manga happens, and in the manga they go back in time to fight Goku Black. Vegeta, of course, starts the fight, and I'm like, okay, what other differences are they going to do? Because at this point I was excited to see the differences, and Goku Black never came to the past to fight Goku like he did in the anime. Goku and Vegeta went back to the past first. Vegeta's fighting Goku Black and is beating him, and then Goku Black turns Super Saiyan, which hasn't been shown in the anime, but he gets like these black outlines around his eyes, and he has the Super Saiyan 2 aura. And to be honest, though, I feel like that's a Super Saiyan 2 form, maybe not Super Saiyan 1, but the hair doesn't look Super Saiyan 2, at least for Goku. Vegeta goes into Super Saiyan 2, and they fight, and he's beating him up, and he's like, come on, you're stronger than that, right? I know you're stronger than this. And he's like, I haven't been able to access Goku's transformations. I can't access his whole power yet. Vegeta goes Super Saiyan Blue at that point and starts beating the living crap out of Goku Black. And right as Vegeta's about to end the fight, Zamasu comes in, heals him. And all of a sudden he's like, oh yeah, this is the power I needed. And Goku Black goes back into the fight, and they're more evenly matched now. They beat each other up a bit. Goku Black gets healed once again by Zamasu. That's when he goes Super Saiyan Rose and proceeds to beat Vegeta down. Differently than he did in the anime. Not using the blade to stab him. Goku powers up to help fight, but then they eventually leave, while Trunks is holding them off. Trunks doesn't use that Super Saiyan Rage form either that he does in the anime. It's never used. It's never mentioned, never used. And he just fights it as empowered Super Saiyan 2 form. But he's getting his ass kicked by Goku Black. Then you have... then they return. Goku tries to learn the oh my god, I can't think of the name. The sealing technique from Master Roshi. Vegeta, of course, trains the hyperbolic time chamber. Once they've done their part, they come back. They fight Goku Black again. This time, Vegeta is whooping Goku Black's ass, and he's like, I've learned a way to surpass you. Vegeta transforms into a Super Saiyan God, which is never shown in the anime. Of course, he starts fighting Goku Black, and Goku Black's losing. And Goku Black's confused. He's like, wait, how is he beating me in a form that's weaker than Super Saiyan Blue? And it turns out, instead of getting a huge power up to his Super Saiyan Blue form, like he does in the anime, he's learned to switch between God form and Blue form almost instantly. He switches to Blue form right when he makes the attack, but swaps right back to God form when he's dodging and moving. And that's how he's able to beat Black, which entirely almost contradicts the whole thing they did in the Universe 6 arc with they're saying that you can't keep using Super Saiyan Blue too much. If you do, then it becomes weaker and weaker progressively. So isn't that technically every time he transforms into Blue and transforms back, his Blue form should get weaker? But they never clarify on that. So maybe they fixed that issue. There we go. Then you have Goku fighting against Zamasu. And, of course, it doesn't go right with Sealing, because he grabbed the wrong Sealing tag, and he starts fighting Zamasu, but he fights at him Super Saiyan God, and he's like, I don't need any more power than this to beat you. And during the fight, he's like, you're weaker than Trunks. Trunks could beat you. Which they don't do that in the anime, either. Eventually, the two of them are so pissed off, Zamasu and Goku Black fuse together to create fused Zamasu. And he quickly one-hit Super Saiyan God, Goku, and Vegeta, And of course, they power up to blue form to, fight him, but of course, they get their asses kicked. He doesn't do the whole shining light thing on his back like he does in the anime. It's more hands-on. Then, of course, they get told, oh, by the way, there's a time limit for the fusion. The fusion will only last for an hour. And Supreme Kai of the seventh universe is like, hey, wait a minute, hold on. I thought he was a Supreme Kai, and Gowasu, who's there, who wasn't in the anime, who isn't there in the manga, says, no. He's not a Supreme Kai, and unless one of you is a Supreme Kai, the fusion will only last an hour. So in the manga, Zamasu has a time limit, while in the anime, he doesn't, because in the anime, it's that, no matter what, as long as one of you is a Kai, it's permanent. Not in the manga, where it is Supreme Kai. So, big difference there. So Goku and Vegeta are like, we just gotta hold him off until his fusion ends. So of course, they fuse into Vegito, or Vegirot in the manga, and they fight fuse Zamasu, and it's a pretty cool fight. And then their fusion, of course, times that just like it does in the anime, because they're too powerful. So then, of course, Goku and Vegeta are getting their asses kicked by Fuse Zamasu at this point. Finally, Trunks becomes useful again, and he's like, wait a minute, because they're talking about, I wish we could heal them, but we don't have any more Senzu beans. And Goasu's like, unfortunately, if only we had a Supreme Kai apprentice who has the ability to heal. Because apparently only Supreme Kai apprentices have the natural healing power, like Kibito for Universe 7. And Trunks is like, I'm technically an apprentice. And so Trunks actually has a healing power, and it turns out he's been healing people without knowing it in the manga series, like Mai, Gowasu, and so they're able to get Goku and Vegito away for a bit to heal. But Trunks only has enough power to heal one of them to full power. So Vegeta tells him, heal Goku. He'll fare better than I will. So Trunks heals Goku while Vegeta acts as the decoy. And that's when a big difference comes up. Goku demonstrates a new transformation, not Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken. He transforms into Super Saiyan, full-powered Super Saiyan Blue, or completed or mastered Super Saiyan Blue, which is a transformation where instead of like in the anime, puts the Kaioken on top of the Super Saiyan Blue aura. In this, it's the opposite. Goku absorbs all the blue fiery aura that Super Saiyan Blue releases into his body, and apparently that makes him super powerful. Because apparently in the manga, it's told that Super Saiyan Blue's full potential only is realized in the first second of the transformation, and then it decreases down. So he keeps it all inside of his body to harness its full power, which apparently is a very difficult thing to do, similar to Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken in the anime. With this transformation, he is able to go almost toe-to-toe with fused Zamasu, while Vegito was able to dominate him. Goku, in completed Super Saiyan Blue form, is able to fight on par with him, which is insane. Because the Batara fusion is a huge increase. It combines the powers of the two warriors, and then multiplies it, I believe. So Goku Black being in his Rosé form, and Zamasu being weaker than a Super Saiyan 2, combined though should be a very powerful entity. In my opinion, probably as strong as a God of Destruction, if not even stronger. So the fact that Goku was able to fight him evenly while in mastered Super Saiyan Blue form is absolutely amazing to me. And while I do feel like the power increase is almost ridiculous, I did kind of rethink on it, because Super Saiyan Blue is supposed to be stronger than Super Saiyan God. What's the point of a transformation if it's only going to be a little bit stronger? It's taking the God form and applying the Super Saiyan multiplier, which the Super Saiyan multiplier is supposed to be 50 times. So if Super Saiyan Blue's full power is supposed to be 50 times higher than Super Saiyan God, that would make sense. Like that's an enormous, amount of potential, because in a way to look at how powerful God form is, it's been clarified that Goku used 80% of his power while he was in Super Saiyan God form to fight Beerus, and Beerus was using 70% of his power. Now Beerus was still stronger, holding his own in the fight. Well, more than holding his own, he was winning. It shows how close the powers were. So 50 times Goku's maximum level of Super Saiyan God would definitely be incredibly powerful. Now, of course, this is kind of on its own timer, because the longer Goku holds in that power, the more damage it does to his body, and could honestly destroy him, from what Vegeta says. So Goku is able to hold his own, and right before he loses his power, he performs the Hakai, the God of Destruction technique for destroying something at a cellular level, which is absolutely I don't know how he knows it, unless Whis taught him it. He almost destroys Fused Zamasu, but of course Fused Zamasu pulls a hostage, and Goku stops, and Fused Zamasu is able to, knock him down. Thus, he's unable to use the transformation anymore. Right as they think, oh, the world's going to end, Fused Zamasu's won, the fusion ends. But his body's not wanting to separate. It's weird, because the beings are the same soul. They're not wanting to separate again. And it's almost like a weird mutation. Half the body is Goku Black, half the body is Zamasu. Trunks comes out of nowhere and cuts it in half. You think, oh, awesome. I would have honestly been okay with that as the way that he lost, because that's the same thing he did with Blue. Oh, sorry, with in the anime. Which I hate how Trunks was able to beat Fused Zamasu in the anime. Let's be real here. He should not have been that strong. But then of course the bodies get back up, and Goku Black and Zamasu, their bodies change into the appearance of Fused Zamasu, and their power goes back up to Fused Zamasu. And Vegeta, they're freaking out. Vegeta pulls up, and he goes like super amazing quantum final flash or something like that, and he blows them to pieces. Now those pieces regenerate into their own Fused Zamasu. So there's like 6 or 8 Fused Zamasus on the battlefield, all with that same power. And that's the last chapter. The last chapter that's ended on, chapter 26, I think. So what I'm getting at is, I've watched the anime and I've read the manga. This time, the manga is far superior. First off, if you got to this part, I really appreciate it. Thank you for watching the whole thing. But the manga, in my opinion, is so much better than the Dragon Ball Super anime right now. It comes down to... Hold on, gotta focus this. There we go. It comes down to just the fighting. The art style in the manga is so well drawn, and instead of the crappy, half-assed animation that sometimes the Super anime has. The fighters get bloody. They don't get bloody in the anime. Their shirts get ripped off. Their clothes are tarnished. When I'm reading the manga, I really feel like this is Dragon Ball Z. This is the intense fighting that Super hasn't done. And I know a lot of people are saying, oh, the Goku and Gohan fight in Super was so good, or the battle between him and Android 17 was good. No, they're decent. They're decent fights. But nothing compares to the epicness of certain Dragon Ball Z fights. You could feel the force behind every punch. You don't get that in the anime. And I love how the different paths the stories are taking. With the manga, following a different version of Infinity Zamasu than the anime did. I'm really hoping, more than likely Zeno is going to have to come in, destroy everything. But the biggest thing I'm excited for is how they're going to take the Tournament of Power. Obviously, the Tournament of Power is going to be done by the time the manga hits the Tournament of Power, but I'm hoping that we actually do get to keep Majin Buu in the tournament lineup instead of Frieza. I understand the whole dynamic. Oh, he's an enemy. He's the former enemy and he's teaming up with the good guys, but I really wanted to see Majin Buu fight when he get that slimmed down form, and the power scaling also is much more apparent in the manga. You know, they pay more respect to the original source material with power levels. In this one, Goku turns Super Saiyan Blue with almost every fight he goes into, or sometimes he wastes time fighting in base form when he knows he could win the fight almost instantly if he powered up. The last episode of the Super anime really pissed me off with Goku and Vegeta having problems. Like, transform into a Super Saiyan. Transform into Saiyan Beyond God. Do something. You're fighting in base form and you're getting your ass kicked. Transform. Damn it, come on. In the manga, it's much more apparent. You know, they respect the source material and the power levels, and they know, like, hey, this guy's nowhere near this level, so we don't need to transform into this. While in the anime, it's like, oh, fighting Krillin, Super Saiyan Blue. Fighting Android 17, Super Saiyan Blue. The only two people Goku, recruiting people for the tournament, the only people he did not transform into was Master Roshi, you know, which is normal. You know, that makes sense. He doesn't need to transform into a Super Saiyan to beat Master Roshi. But then he did not transform to fight Majin Buu. And Majin Buu beat him by ring out during that little scuffle. And he felt he should have gone Super Saiyan Blue against Krillin, but not Buu. And I'm really excited to see what the manga does. In my opinion, the manga is the superior source for Dragon Ball Super content. The anime does some really cool things, but then they ruin it. They ruin it. You know, they tease, you know, oh, female Broly. And then, I bet you, finally, when she shows up, when she finally transforms in the Tournament of Power, she's going to get one-shotted by Jiren. Because that's actually a spoiler, apparently. So, you know, Jiren apparently, like, she goes on a rampage. She's knocking people off left and right. But then Jiren comes in, one-shots her, and she's out. I was really hoping, you know, I'm hoping that at least that's wrong, or that Vegeta gets a shot in. Because I would really, or Goku. Like, let's be like, you look familiar for you. Like, I really hate you for some reason. You know, and when she's in her berserk form. That will be pretty funny. That she goes after Goku, you know, just because it's female Broly. Like I said, the anime does some really cool things. They build up to a lot of really cool things, but then they just destroy it. The manga really doesn't disappoint. The manga is always so good. And I actually reread the chapters a few times just to get it all in there, you know, because the chapters come out maybe once a month, if that even. I don't know. This video is getting pretty long, so I guess that's just my opinion. I like the manga a lot more than I like the anime, which is weird because I usually like the anime more, but as I'm getting older and I'm starting to read the more manga than I watch anime now, I'm starting to realize I like manga more. The anime, I'm sick of the filler, you know, some filler at least. But I'm going to end it at that. What do you guys think? Have you read the manga and read the anime? Sorry. Have you read the manga and watched the anime? Which do you prefer? If you haven't read the manga, I highly recommend it. Go to like Manga C. That's where I read it, and it's pretty good. They have a lot of really good stuff there. Not an endorsement, but there's just a lot of really cool content there, and that's where you can watch all of Dragon Ball Super. Read all of Dragon Ball Super. I'm tired. And, you know, I'm a fan of Dragon Ball Z, so of course I'm going to watch every episode that comes out. Doesn't mean I have to be happy with every episode that comes out. You know, as you can see, you know, I got the poster back there. I got a Dragon Ball on my TV. You know, I got a lot of Funko Pop figures from all, you know, Dragon Ball Z. I plan on getting a Dragon Ball Z tattoo soon. I'm a fan. I don't like how Dragon Ball Super, the anime, just disrespects everything that Z built. But yeah, just let me know, drop a comment down below. What do you think of my thoughts? What are your opinions on the Super anime? What are your opinions on the manga? Let us know down below. If you liked this discussion, you know, add to it. You know, post something down there, like, you know, subscribe. I'm hopefully going to be doing more of these videos soon with hopefully a better setup once I get moved into my new place. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you once again for watching. I really do appreciate that. Have a great rest of the day, guys.